Welcome back to Growing Craft. Please do subscribe to our channel before we start this video and do not forget to hit the bell icon so that you do not miss out any of our updates. Also do check our website www.growingcraft.com and let's get started. Doing a decoupage work on MDF chopboard is really awesome. So to start with, here we are applying our decoupage glue, and once we are done with the application of this, we are going to stick our decoupage papers. Now this video is all about doing decoupage and mixed media art with minimal supplies. Of course you need to have some of the basic ones, and that's what you are going to see in this video. Now after the application of our decoupage glue, here we are going to stick our decoupage paper, and we need to make sure that we stick this really well. There should not be any wrinkles or bubbles. After the sticking work is done, then we need to remove all the excessive parts, and for that here I'm going to use my sandpaper. If you guys want, you can even use your nail filers or whatever the tool you guys like it's absolutely fine. Just in case if you guys have something or different technique, do let me know in the comment section. I would love to know what are the variations in which you remove your decoupage papers or your napkins from your bases. So here I'm almost done with this, and now it's time to cover up our sides. So I could have used my decoupage paper also, but I wanted to play with some of the contrast colors later on, so I just thought of using my gesso here. And yes, you need to be generous when you are applying your gesso, because it should cover all the remaining parts, the exposed MDF base part where we are going to use different mediums, so that applying your mediums, having them on the sides becomes much more easy. Now here I'm going to use my heat gun to dry this up. Guys, there is a lot of difference between heat gun and a hair dryer, so please do check my video which is there on my YouTube channel, that why heat gun is important and how is it different. Now of course texture karna to banta hai boss, so here I have my stencil and here I have my modeling paste, and we are going to add a lot of texture background here. I know it looks a little different from, like, usually when you are using decoupage paper, it's like you just use a decoupage paper, but I completely believe in playing around with the supplies. So here I am using my my modeling paste actually, and yes, you can see in the close-up video where I'm showing how the detailing has come out really good at the end. If you want to check out the pictures, they are at the end of the video, so once you watch the complete video you will be able to see the pictures of this project also. Now after doing the stencil work, I am also going to add a lot of texture, what you can see in this video. How to do it: just take up your modeling paste on your palette knife and just keep on dabbing wherever you want. You will get a very nice rough textured surface, and it looks absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. So here we are almost done with our texture work, and yeah, this is super easy with your stencil. If you just do a bit of this dabbing work, your project looks absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. Now once we are done with this, we need to make sure that we dry this up really well, and for that again I'm going to use my heat gun. So if just in case if you have not checked any of my videos, if you check any of my random videos, you will see a lot of heat gun used. Now it's time to do some whitewash. Yes, this is the technique what I call as whitewash. So here what I've done is I'm just spraying some water on my base, and I'm applying my white gesso. This is just to make sure that my decoupage papers are not very prominent. Why? Because I need them as a background paper here, and they are going to highlight my transfer sheets later on. So yes, decoupage paper plays very important role in this complete project, and what kind of colors and papers you are picking up, they make a lot of difference. Now here I am sealing it up with my varnish, and I just wanted to make sure that I seal up everything really well. Of course you need to dry up all the layers before doing your varnish work, so that when you do it, it stays well, and once it dries out well, then we need to move on to the next step. Now it's time to use our contrast color on this. So as my paper was in a pastel pink, I thought of using a little brighter blue. So here I'm using a blue shade. I have sprayed a lot of plain water on my project, and I'm going to add a lot of water to my chalk paint also. Many times I have been asked, can we use water with our chalk paints, can we dilute them? Friends, if you check my YouTube channel, you will see a lot of videos with that same technique. Just you need to play around with the consistency of water and color, and once you are happy with it, there is nothing to worry about. Now, if you ever feel that you have overdone this coloring part, immediately you can dab it with your tissue paper or a damp cloth or any clean cloth, and you can easily remove all the excessive colors. And now, just to make my process a little easier and speeder, I'm using my heat gun to dry this out. Now it's time to use my decoupage napkins and my transfer sheets. So here first I'm going to peel the upper layer of the transfer sheets, and yes, I am going to stick it on my base. Now before doing this technique, the base should be completely dry. Once you peel off the plastics of these sheets, just stick them really well, press them really well, and then you can just use some water and just remove it out. For the decoupage napkins, of course, you will need your decoupage glue, and once you stick it well, you need to seal it with a varnish.
À deux doigts de nos lèvres, deux doigts si fins que j'ai presque pu le goûter, le bonheur à sculpter de son ciseau d'enfer, des souvenirs impossibles à effacer. Le bonheur est passé à deux doigts de nos lèvres, deux doigts si fins que j'ai presque pu le goûter, le bonheur à sculpter de son ciseau d'enfer, des souvenirs impossibles à effacer. Que j'ai presque pu le goûter.
So as here you can see, the peeling of my transfer sheets is super easy, and it is actually making my project look super gorgeous. And yes, of course, this is just a perfect home decor piece for your kitchen, for your dining area, and even when you have some of the guests coming at your place, you can use this as a beautiful decor piece. Now after my varnish work, and here it's time to use my massive stamping. So these are the 3 different stamps I'm using. I get a lot of query that we are just buying one massive stamp. Is it okay? Guys, it's absolutely fine to have one massive stamp, but when you have a varieties of stamp, it makes your work much more easier. And this is absolutely a one-time investment because they last like forever. So yes, here I'm using my dot stamp, my grid stamp, my hexagon stamp. So they look absolutely gorgeous. And once I'm done with my stamping work, I'm going to paint my sides where we had done the gesso work with the same blue color chalk paint. Now here I did not dilute it because I just wanted to highlight the sides of my base. Just in case if you want to make it a little lighter, you can use a lighter shade or you can use any of the contrast shades. It's absolutely fine. Now at last, here on the edges also I'm going to do some of my grid stamping, and this is one of the versatile stamps. I highly recommend all the massive stamps. You can just play around with them, have one set of massive stamps, and then you will see how beautiful and gorgeous your projects look like. And it is super easy and super quick to fill up the empty areas. Now at last I'm going to seal it up with my varnish. I'm actually going to have good 2 coats of varnish on this. And yes, with this my video tutorial is done. Just in case if you guys have any queries, please do let me know in the comment section. Also do let me know if you liked this video. Thank you so much for watching guys. Take care. Bye bye.